this has been the rivalry that always gives you the 19 to 17 game, the 18 to 16 game, the 13 to 10 game. They've in the past 10 games, they've never scored above 20 points. So I misread the offensive capability of each one of these two teams and their ability to have success. Before I'm give you your flowers on the Steelers, and I'm gonna give them their flowers first, and then I'm gonna talk about those Baltimore Ravens and let Jordan come on here and explain himself. Russell Wilson and that offense. Everybody knows that the Baltimore defense is not one of the best defenses in the league. They got it. They were like ranked 25th overall. But Russell Wilson and that offense being able to have the amount of offensive success that they had, having 6 drives to where it could have and should have ended in touchdowns for most of them, but 6 drives that consumed time, yardage, and just beat the brakes off of the Raven defense and had them really huffing and puffing in the second half, shows you that the Pittsburgh Steelers are legitimate contenders for the Super Bowl. I just wanted to get that out of the way. So congratulations to Mike Tomlin on probably being the coach of the year based off of what the expectations were at the beginning of the year. 2 quarterbacks, and we know if we got 2 quarterbacks, we have no quarterbacks. But he has managed that relationship between Russ and my man Fields magnificently. So congratulations to them and the offense. Najee, your guy is surprising the hell out of me. I don't know why. Maybe it was just because, that offense has kind of been for the past couple of years. But, man, Najee, I've forgotten how powerful that young man was, coming out of Alabama. So he had a very good game. I'll let Jordan explain why they signed Derrick Henry just to have him sit on the bench. I don't get that. But I'm gonna turn it over to you, man, to give you your flowers as to the insight you have for this game and why the Steelers are still the Steelers.
Well, I mean, again, I said it was going to be a defensive struggle, and believe it or not, I ain't taking nothing from Baltimore. Baltimore defense actually played probably one of their better games. If you go look at the numbers, it's not that much a difference in the numbers. Few things that stood out to me. First of all, Baltimore turned the ball over 3 times on drives when they was moving the ball. Then also Justin Tucker, the best kicker in the history of the NFL, he's starting to drop off. And he missed field goals that would normally be caught, man. But I think the thing that really hurt Baltimore was that King Henry only touched the ball 13 times. 13 times.
Wow.
And we said what we said about Baltimore identity was that they found their identity, and that was handing the ball to King Henry. Now some people say, well, they stopped him. They stopped him a few times. Man, a guy like Derrick Henry, you can stop him a few times, but in the back end of that game, you got to put the ball in his hands. They keep the other team off the field, and that's what Baltimore failed to do.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, and he missed the extra. I forgot he missed extra points too.
He did. Man, I'm getting towed up in the chat.
Oh man, hey. You better apologize.
It is what it is, daggone it. All right, so let me bring Jordan on so he can come on here and defend both you and himself. And for all of that, this is the game that the Baltimore fans have been waiting for so that we can show the Pittsburgh Steelers who we are, Jordan.
Man, I'm so disappointed, but we lost, right? We lost flat out, and you can see it. We are not running the ball with Derrick Henry. I just don't get it. He's averaging 5 yards a carry. He's already got a touchdown, but we're just going to have to see them at home now. And I do see Karen over here in the comments. Yeah, we had a lot of penalties. We missed some field goals, missed some extra points, but the Steelers have the Ravens number. I think Lamar's 1-4 now against the Steelers, and that's not a good feeling if you got to see him a second time and then potentially in the playoffs back in Pittsburgh. We got some explaining to do. I think we need to go back to the drawing board. We need to figure out what's going on as a unit with the coaches too, because there's play calls in there that were a little bit skeptical. Like, why are we calling this right now? So it's not a good feeling as a Ravens fan right now. I'll tell you, I probably echo that for all Baltimore fans. It's not a good week in Baltimore.
Yo, so take off the fan hat, right? And let's put on the actual analyst hat for a moment, right? You mentioned a couple of things that are the reason why you lost. Obviously, the self-inflicted wounds with the turnovers, the penalties, and Justin Tucker starting to come back down to earth. Pittsburgh did not necessarily win this game. It was more of a Baltimore shot themselves in the foot more than enough times to where they actually gave this dub away. Now, yeah, the 1-4 record for Lamar is concerning if you're a Baltimore fan. But the question for me that I have for you is, what is up with our coaching, right? Karen mentioned it. Griff mentioned it. Everybody in the world mentioned, why is Derrick Henry only touching the ball 13 times? That is a coaching decision. That is not my offensive coordinator is calling the plays, Mr. John Harbaugh. No, it is you getting on your little walkie-talkie thing that they have for y'all and saying, hey, give Derrick Henry the ball in the fourth quarter. That's why we brought him here. So let us utilize this number one weapon that we have like we're supposed to. John Harbaugh is continuously being the problem as it pertains to decision-making on the sideline and not calling the right plays. Even though he's not calling the plays himself, he's allowing an approach that is not utilizing the weapons that he has available. This is a coaching loss. Got it? Derrick Henry fumbled in the second play of the game. Got it? The Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker had a phenomenal interception. Got it? Likely fumbled the ball after being swiped by Patrick Queen. Got all of those things. Lamar not having the best game. Got all of those things. The problem is John Harbaugh. He is not making wise coaching decisions. Use the team that you have built. That's how you lost in the AFC Championship game last year. You're not coaching properly. I'm just making an honest observation. That is why Baltimore gives up double-digit leads in the fourth quarter for the past 4 or 5 years in all of their losses. Every single one. They don't get blown out. They give up leads. That's how they lose. They did it again. It's coaching, my man. It's coaching. So John Harbaugh has a big game this upcoming weekend against his brother.
Mm-hmm.
They blow this one. A lot of questions are going to be asked about his job security, which leads me to ask y'all a question. Can I go back and change my mid-season Super Bowl pick?
No, it's too late. It's too late, man.
All right, man. Jordan, y'all are on notice, Karen, and every other Baltimore fan. That,
Karen, don't log off. Don't log off, Karen. Don't log off, Karen.
Don't log off. You are on notice that your team has to show up every weekend. You no longer have any wiggle room, right? Because you're 2.5 games, well, you can say 3 games behind the Steelers now in records. So you got work to do if y'all want to get to a good position in the playoffs to where you're not right off the gate running to somebody else's house. So just saying, y'all got work to do, my man. And it starts with coaching and it ends with coaching.
I agree.
So go to the M&T Bank Stadium and tell your coach, bro, get on your JOB. All right.